All right, reverse cameras, or what we call backup cameras, have become like a standard on almost all modern cars that we drive these days. And I think you've seen them before on different cars in different sizes and shapes, but have you ever seen a reverse camera that comes with radar sensors? So this is called a 3-in-1 reverse camera with radar sensors, and I've been using it for like 3 months now, so I'm going to give you the good side of it and also the bad side according to my own experience. So the 3-in-1 means that we have a reverse camera, 2 radar sensors on each side, and then a speaker or a buzzer or a beeper that I'll be showing you in a bit. Now, since different components were combined to form this reverse camera, the size also had to become a bit bigger, and that's why it is twice the size of a normal reverse camera that we usually see. The handle is also wider, and it spans from one side of the reverse camera to the other side to be able to hold it in a perfect position when you mount it on your car. From the look of things, the camera is made out of plastic, and it comes with 2 radar sensors on each side, and then 1 camera lens in the middle and 2 LED lights at the top of the lens. It has an IP67 waterproof rating and can withstand temperatures between -40 to 85 degrees Celsius, which means that it will be able to operate just fine in any type of weather. So the operating voltage is DC 10 volts to 15 volts, and it sends a video resolution of 720 by 480, which we normally call 720. And then lastly, the radar sensor detection range is between 0.3 meters to 2 meters maximum. Now let's look at the good side of things. Just after installing this reverse camera, the first thing you realize is the 170-degree very wide camera that not only shows you what's directly behind the car, but can also partly show you what's in the side. Because the reverse camera is super wide, you even get a chance of seeing your car bumper when you are reversing on some cars, depending on how the camera was installed. This is very important because it gives you a chance to see how far the camera is from the object that is directly behind it, so that you don't knock it. And even in cases when you want to park and leave a very small space behind, just like how cars are parked in some small spaces, this camera will help you to achieve that goal very well. Secondly, I like the fact that this camera was given the same type and number of cables, just like any other reverse camera. The only difference is this one comes with an extra cable that connects to the beeper or the speaker, or sometimes what we call a buzzer that I'll be showing you later on. But however much it has new things like the radar sensors, the cables weren't changed, which means that even if this is a newer version of a reverse camera, you have to install it in the same way as we usually install any other reverse camera. Even in cases when you want to move from this old version to this new version that includes radar sensors, the only thing you'll have to change will be the camera head only, and everything else will remain intact, like the wiring that runs from the boot to your car radio system. The camera feedback that is displayed on your car radio is also very easy to understand. So we have 4 sections. We have the parking guidelines at the bottom that help you to determine the distance between the car and any object that might be behind the car. Then in the top right and left, we have the radar sensor arrows that also light up to show you how far an object is from the car. Blue means that the object is still a bit far, green means that the object is nearby, and red means that the object is very close, so you have to stop. In the top center, we have some figures that show the distance between the car and any object like a wall or a person displayed in meters. The reverse camera also comes with a buzzer or a beeper that gives audible feedback to let you know of what's behind the car when you're backing up. So if the object behind the car is still in a safe distance, the beeper will give multiple beeps like tee, tee, tee. And when the object is behind is so close, the beeper will give one single static beep like tee. Also, the volume of the beeper is high enough, so it doesn't really matter where you place it, whether in the dashboard, under the seat, or even in the boot, you'll be able to hear those beeps very well. Now, on the bad side of things, this reverse camera has one biggest disadvantage. You see these 2 LED lights? They're supposed to light up the background of the car when you're reversing, especially at night, so that you get to see what's behind you. But when you're trying to reverse in an area that is so dark with limited lighting, these 2 LED lights end up spreading light rays directly into the lens, and you end up with a black screen with just lens flares. I think this is because the LEDs are not straight. So instead of pushing the light straight at the back of the car, they end up spreading some light rays directly into the lens. If the manufacturer could slightly modify these LED lights and prevent them from lighting into the lens, or add a small visor to the lens maybe, then that would be perfect. But this only happens when you are reversing in an area that is completely dark or that has very few lights. Otherwise, if the area where you're trying to park is well lit, then you won't experience this problem at all. The other disadvantage of this reverse camera is with a beeper that is so loud and does not come with any means of reducing that sound at all. Actually, when I was installing it in this car, I had originally planned to place the beeper somewhere in the dashboard, but I ended up placing it in the pillar on the side of the co-driver in order to minimize on the sound but make sure that it's still audible enough. The radar sensors also work very fine in most cases, but there were some cases when they could take a lot of time to detect a specific object that could be directly behind the car. For example, you could be reversing and there's an obstacle that you can hit, but the sensors don't respond. Even when you can clearly see it on the screen, until you get too close to it, then they start to alert. So it's always good to keep using the side mirrors and the rear view mirror and not only rely on the reverse camera. The product manual for this reverse camera clearly indicates that when reversing, the speed of the car should be very low, which means that when you're trying to reverse at a high speed, the radar sensors might not be able to read or detect the objects that are behind the car, which is also a disadvantage. The last disadvantage of this reverse camera is, since it is made to run on voltage between 10 volts and 15 volts, it specifically means that it is made for cars that run 12V batteries. But for the trucks that use 24 volts, this won't work for you. Later, we'll also be looking at the reverse cameras that can be used on trucks that run on 24 volts. So stick around and you'll be seeing this video dropping very soon. Despite all those disadvantages, this still remains a good functional reverse camera and can be used by anyone who wants to be sure of what's at the back every time they are reversing. I think such a camera is very helpful in cases where you are backing up and then a child or a dog steps behind the car abruptly. The sensors and the beeper will always warn you in time so that you don't knock them. So unless I find something better than this in the near future, I don't think I'll be changing this reverse camera anytime soon. But feel free to let me know what you think about it in the comments below. And if you have any burning questions, please leave them in the comments and I'll be able to get back to you as soon as I get time. Otherwise, thanks for watching and I'll be catching you in the next one. Bless.